All right, Ms. Yandy, thank you so much for being a part of our movement.
Thank you for being here.
You came to Indianapolis
Yes.
2 years ago to help
Yes.
us.
Yes.
So now I'm coming to Atlanta to see your empire.
I love that. I love it so much. Well, welcome to Yell Skincare. This is an all-natural, plant-based skincare line. It was really, really important for me to create a line that was functional, that actually worked, but then also where my people were represented. You know, when I started in TV, I had some skin issues. I never wore makeup. So putting all that makeup on my face and not knowing how to properly care for my skin with all the makeup, I had bad breakouts. I had hyperpigmentation, dark circles around my eyes. So I went to one of the local popular stores, Sephora, and as I'm telling her all of these issues, she's just throwing stuff in the basket. I got to the register, and the person is like, $500 and something.
Wow.
And I was like, for these 5 pieces, and this is my 30-day supply, I have to spend $500. And I was like, there's no way the average woman could afford this. And then I noticed everything was stuff I couldn't even pronounce that was on the ingredient list. And then on top of that, I kept saying, are you sure this works for my skin? Are you sure like black people can use this? Because I didn't see myself represented in anything she was putting in the basket. So walking out of there, I didn't want to be embarrassed and say I can't afford it, so I bought it. But I remember feeling like, I hope this works for me.
Right.
And I hate that I'm putting all this chemical in my face and I don't even know what it is. So I felt like there was a white space for, you know, one, a skincare line that was plant-based, all natural, and that catered to melanin in skin. So I felt like, you know, let me get the proper people in place. Let me call some people that are smarter than me and create what I felt was missing.
So how long did that take? Because you started on TV when you were about 20, right? 22.
I was a little
and you're
older
only
than
23
22.
now, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 26 now,
right.
But it's funny. I'm in my 12th year.
On television?
On television, yes.
Crazy.
The process probably took about 3 to 4 years from inception.
Yeah.
We came out officially in 2018, but I would say we were ready to go in 2017. My first line, I failed. I wanted there to be all kind of fragrances. I want papaya scent, I want strawberry scent, I want mango, I want citrus. We used it and we broke out. All the money that I invested, I had to scrap it.
Now, where'd you get that money?
Money that I was saved from other businesses, I also used credit.
Right. Right. But see, that's a lesson right there. And so what you did was you saved, you used credit, and you took time.
Yes.
And those are lessons. Those are principles that everybody needs to understand.
And the good thing is I was able to use someone else's money.
That helps
so
too.
I was able to still pay my rent.
Right.
I was just really starting out in TV.
Right.
People think that the minute you hit the TV screen, you are
get rich. Right.
That is not true.
Right.
Okay? I was making ends meet, I would say, my first 3 years of TV.
Right.
So this was something that I didn't just have $8,000 to put out there. I had my first child, you know, then I had another baby. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to afford the lifestyle that I had and still create.
You know, you strike me as somebody who doesn't do one thing at a time.
Oh, no. I wasn't doing one thing at a time.
So some people call that multitasking. Some people call it ADHD.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you call it?
A little bit of all those things. You know, I feel like I wasn't made to be just Yandy, the TV star. I wasn't made to be just Yandy, black girl from Grant Projects in Harlem.
Right. 125th?
125th?
And Broadway.
How'd you know that?
Don't worry. We'll talk later.
That's a man that gets around.
But I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, but Brooklyn don't know Harlem.
No, but listen, we'll talk.
So I feel like given the space and the opportunity to do everything I've dreamt of doing, let me just try everything once.
But why a store? And I mean, why products?
Started this business, the Yell Skin business started as an e-commerce business, and it worked well.
Right.
The thing about this brand is it's all about the culture of the brand. People are in love with the culture of the brand. I was on TV, huge platform, when we launched the brand. The last episode, the closing scene, was me launching my Yell Skincare brand, and it was showing the pop-up store. And I thought, oh my gosh, the orders are gonna come flooding in, the floodgates of heaven are just going to open. That day that I aired in front of 4 million people on a TV show, we sold 4 kits.
4.
4 kits.
Not 4 million.
Not 4 million. We sold 4. And I realized it's not about the Instagram following. It's not about TV. People want to believe you use the product.
Yeah.
They want to believe it's a good product, and they also want testimonials. I would post pictures all the time, buy the skincare. I would post informational videos about the product. None of it worked. One day, I got in front of the mirror with my daughter, and I was on live, and I was washing my face. Because my product is all natural and plant-based, at the time my daughter was 3, she could use it too. So we were both in the mirror washing our face on live. And as I'm using it, saw 1 order, saw 10 orders, saw 20 orders, and I was like, oh, so people need to see me using it.
And that made people feel you and not just see you.
People understood, like, oh, she actually uses this. This
Right.
is not a brand that paid her to promote this.
Right.
Then I put the video on my page, and people were able to go back and see, like, okay, so Skylar's washing her face, and her eyes are open. She's not screaming that her eyes are burning. And then after we used the product, and they're like, wait a minute, we saw what your skin looked like before, and now it's glowing. So it was an actual, right before your eyes, testimonial of what the product can do.
But this is work. Why do you want to work this hard?
And it's not hard work, because I wash my face every day.
Well, that's true. I would hope
It's
you
not
did.
work at all.
But you
And
got a
every day.
store, you've got employees,
So
you've
here's
got
the thing.
product, you've got
So-
manufacturing.
so we realized that people fell in love with the association that came with the product. And then I preached so much about representation. So if you look around the store, you see all different shades of melanin and beautiful black
Right.
and brown people. But the core of this business is an e-commerce business. I make money in my sleep.
I see.
But now, not only do you purchase online, if you want to come in to what this establishment is, you can take pictures. You can sit on the swings. You can come in here and
I
take pictures.
see.
You can take pictures by the sign. People travel.
So it's not just a store.
What we're selling is the experience, and I'm here. My office is in the back. People come from all over to be a part of this experience.
So now you told me that what you and your husband do is really what we're here to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You give tips about credit and tips about business.
Yep.
What makes you do that?
Because I think that a lot of times in our community, people of color, we're not taught how to really plan for a legacy. We're not
Right.
taught how to build for our future. We're not taught about investment. We're not taught about protecting our credit. We're not taught about what really makes you financially stable. And because I'm learning, I don't feel like it's right for me to keep that information to myself.
So what are the 3 biggest lessons you've learned in your journey from Howard University to Miss Love and Hip Hop about money?
Building, protecting, and creating a credit profile, I think, is important.
Big.
I think me being able at the drop of a dime to get a line of credit.
That's right.
So it's been 3 strong years that Yale Skincare has been around. And this year, we decided that we wanted to buy 50,000 units. So that is over 650 pieces. That cost me over $1.5 million.
Right.
I don't want to spend my money in the bank.
Right.
So I was able to take out a line of credit, and if it fails, which it won't, I'm not at a loss.
Right. That's the American way. That's
Someone else is at a
capitalism.
loss.
That's right. And folks, that's what we teach. We're not against credit. We're against dumb credit.
Yes.
Excessive credit. This is the best example we've had so far of someone using debt to finance wealth creation.
Yeah, and
it's a great
from
strategy.
And from that 1.5 that I'm spending, my gain is upwards of 10 million.
Of course.
So,
But you have to have access to it
exactly
in order to invest it.
Exactly. We need to make sure Yandy has great credit, so we can say, look, I need a credit line now of $6 million so that I can afford to go into these retail spaces.
Right.
And the only way that happens is if I've taken the proper steps now, planning for that. So right now, I got to take out small credit lines of credit,
Sure.
small loans, use the Yale credit card for stuff, so that they can see that I have a history of being on time with my bills, paying things back. You know, could I have paid this 1.5? I could have.
Right.
Can I pay the 10 million that I might need later? No, I can't. I'll be honest, I can't afford it.
But even if you could.
Even if I could, why take the risk?
That's right. That's right. So that's lesson number 1.
Lesson number 1.
Credit.
Yes.
What's lesson number 2?
Lesson number 2 that has been super important is making sure that my family is set up for the future. So making sure that we have proper insurance.
Right.
Making sure that we have proper wills in place.
Where'd you learn all this, by the way? You majored in communications,
Unfortunately,
right?
I didn't learn it from high school. I didn't learn it from Howard.
Learned it from living.
I learned it from living. I learned it from networking and talking to people like you. You have some amazing books that I took home and I studied and I read, learning. And then what you learn, You have to teach your family. Like if I build a strong family, then I'll have a strong neighborhood. If I have a strong neighborhood, I have a strong community.
Well, you know, that's really why I like you and why I'm here, because a lot of people just want to get rich for themselves. But you give back, you share, you distribute everything that you get. That's what we need. We'll never survive as a community if we just hold everything ourselves.
And the thing about it is, my business is in this community. If everybody around me is poor, who's gonna spend money? So I think that it's kind of like the ecosystem that works together, where if I give, it's gonna come back to me. So it's just kind of an ecosystem that will work together.
You've learned that to the extent that you give, it comes back to you.
Yeah, and we have to teach. And in this society, a lot of times they don't treat us right. And if they don't treat us right, they're not going to teach us right.
Right.
So it's important that as we for ourselves learn lessons, we're spreading the lessons. You know, the people that work here, a lot of them are my family members. But I'm like, okay, everyone that works here, we got to start a business. So my sister that's at the register, she's starting a nail line. Everything from your EIN to registering your company, she learned.
Right.
My nephew that's head of production in the back, he's doing a vitamin line. Everything from getting incorporated, registering his business, his EIN. He had to learn how to do that.
Right.
So everyone here, even though they're in Yale right now, it's a learning opportunity where we're sharing information and sharing ideas, and I'm sharing my resources so that eventually, if she wants a nail shop next door, she'll have a nail shop next door.
We need a course. We need a Yandy Smith-Harris course.
Oh, my goodness.
12 steps to Yandy Smith's success. That's what you need.
I love it.
You need a course.
I don't mind another job. Are you going to help me set this up?
Yes, I'll help you set it up. But the point is, it needs to be there. Once you do it, it's done.
Yeah. Once you do it, it's done.
And people need to learn. They need to take your principles because they know you, they know your products, but you have experience and principles that are transferable.
Yeah, for sure.
You're a teacher. So where are you going besides doing a new course online that we're going to work together on?
Yes.
What else do you plan to do in your future?
Well, right next door to this skincare store is a restaurant. You know, this little TV show that I'm on called Love and Hip Hop. They love to film in spaces that are like restaurants and social gatherings. So that's going to pay my rent.
Is that just in Atlanta, or do they film everywhere?
Oh, we film in Atlanta, we film in New York, we film in Miami. They film all over. So I figured creating this space where they don't have to go out and pay all these other establishments to shoot. You can just pay me. That will pay my mortgage. That'll pay for that. And then we can move forward from there. So the restaurant.
So you got the restaurant next door.
That's the next establishment that's happening.
And then what about the brand?
So yes, so with the brand, the next step is, so after the restaurant, end of November, I'm actually shooting a film.
Really?
My first full feature film that I got casted for. So I'm really excited about that. So there's a lot happening.
That's good.
There's a lot going on.
Well, you've got a lot of living to do.
I do.
And a lot of people are waiting to see what's next. But the key is you're using your experiences, your successes, to be a blessing and to be instruction for other people. That's what attracts me to you. Ever since I saw you in Indianapolis with those high school students, you know, it's hard to talk to teenagers.
Oh, yeah.
But you had those teenagers in the palm of your hand, and we've been wanting to stay connected ever since. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I really feel like I said before, the youth those are the next leaders. They're the people that's going to define what democracy looks like.
Right.
So it's super important if we want a better future. One day I'm going to be old and gray.
Like me.
No, not like you, like some people that are older than you. And I'm going to need some really strong leaders to remember, you know, people like us, and they're like, you know, we have to take care of them. So I feel like if we pour into them now, they'll remember the importance of, you know, taking care of us later.
Well, thank you for letting me pour with you together.
Yes,
so
thank you so much. And welcome to Yale.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here. It's too late for my skin, but I got some young people that have good skin. And
we have some products for you.
For old people?
It's not for old people.
Medicare? You have Medicare skin?
We have some products for our mature, beautiful, melanated skin.
All right, well, I'll find
worry.
some. Good.
We got you.
Good. I'm not going to wash my face on camera, but I'll use some.
We got you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much.